a notice from me if I've changed my mind. On minimum wages. He's looking at me with one kind high. Nothing but about minimum wages. We're going to do it what Nigeria can afford, what you can afford, what I can afford. They ask you to cut your coat according to your size. If you have size at all.
Tinubu and Akpabio laughing and mocking Nigerian workers who did nothing wrong. It is no fault of theirs that the same government, the same incompetent Tinubu, in his quest to increase revenue, devalued the naira, increased the cost of petrol, which has diminished the purchasing power of Nigerians, not just the ordinary worker out there. His trial and error policies have cost many Nigerians their jobs. Yes, thousands or millions of workers have been thrown into the unemployment market because of his trial and error policies. Many companies have left Nigeria as a result. Microsoft left the other day. Facebook just downsized their workers. They sacked many Nigerian workers. They've also said that they will reduce the size of their workspace in Ikoyi. Will they be the next multinational to leave Nigeria? And to think that the people that caused all this, the people that brought this calamity on Nigerians, are busy mocking and laughing at Nigerians instead of being apologetic. How despicable. At least Shettima understood that it wasn't a laughing matter. That's why he wasn't laughing at all. Yes, it's not a laughing matter at all. People are going through serious hardship. And to think that Tinubu and Akpabio are laughing at Nigerian workers, this is clear proof that they don't mean well for Nigerians. The money doesn't belong to you. He's saying how much he can pay. No, Nigerian workers are working for the federal government. They are not working for you directly. They are not slaves. They are only asking that the government considers the hardship that they inflicted on Nigerians. Imagine if the naira wasn't devalued. Imagine if petrol price wasn't increased. There wouldn't be any need to pay anyone more than 40,000 naira as new minimum wage in 2024. Yes.
My fellow Nigerians.
Remember that Tinubu said in his June 12 Democracy Day address that he will forward the minimum wage bill to the National Assembly for approval. But the labor unions are saying no, that he must negotiate with them first before moving to the National Assembly, that they want to see the new minimum wage he approved. Also remember that the reason the labor unions paused the strike was because of the direct intervention by Tinubu. He promised to intervene and offer them a better minimum wage, better than the one the negotiating team offered. And now he's trying to betray that trust by not negotiating with labor, or at least telling them the new minimum wage he approved. Instead, he wants to move it quickly to the National Assembly without the people who are involved knowing how much is being approved for them. It doesn't make any sense. These people see themselves as demigods who are not elected by anyone, that they can't be held accountable by anyone. They are not responsible for anyone. They are just there to do whatever they want to do without recourse to the due process and the law. And the more people don't resist or protest, the more audacious they become. Look at all the hardship they brought on Nigerians. And despite the fact that they have refused to increase the minimum wage, they are already planning to buy 2 new jets for Shettima and Tinubu. Can anyone believe this? In this hardship, they say they don't have money to increase minimum wage, but they have money to buy new private jets for the presidency. Can this be real? How can they be borrowing to fund their frivolous lifestyles? The World Bank just approved a loan of $2.5 billion for them. Are people aware of all the borrowings the past 1 year alone? At the rate Tinubu is going, he will surpass all the borrowings Buhari did in 8 years in less than 3 years. Yes. There's another thing that is very wrong in the disparity of salaries paid to Nigerian civil servants. When you look at this chart prepared by Budget IT, you will see the lowest earning civil servant, how much he earns, about 35,000 naira. Now compare that salary to the highest civil servant of level 17, who is earning more than 500,000 naira per month. This disparity is very wide, unlike in Western countries, where the manager and all the workers below him that are in the same department, the disparity is not more than $100. Yes, they are doing the same jobs. Why should one earn 300,000 more than the other, or even in some cases 400,000 naira more than the other? It's not fair. If they employ professionals and pay them differently, maybe they are paying them as consultants, they won't work full time, it's understandable. But people in the same civil service, no. This huge disparity is why there is serious corruption. People will do anything to get promoted. They will do all sorts of backhand deals to get favors from people in power. Apply this disparity in salaries to the Nigerian police, the army, the air force, and other security agents, you will see that it is not fair. Soldiers in the front lines will be earning about 60 or 70,000 naira per month, while officers in the office, maybe they wake up every day, go to the office, go to the barracks, move around, carry files around, they will be earning 200,000 naira per month. It's not fair to them. In fact, this is discriminatory. If they are doing this because of education, experience, and the time the person has put in the service, they need to set a minimum education requirement for employment. Most of these directors might have master's degrees or doctorates. If that's the case, they need to start employing master's degree holders as minimum so that they can pay them a living wage and close the gap in the disparity between level 17 and level 1. Budget IT also made another estimate based on the new minimum wage of 62,000 naira per month. That's assuming it's the amount they will finally settle for. And as you can see on the chart, level 1 workers will be earning around 65,000 naira per month, while level 17 civil servants will be earning as much as 1 million naira per month. That's a disparity of more than 900,000 naira per month. This is not acceptable. These people are doing the same jobs, just that one has spent longer time in the civil service and has become a director, and the other is just entering and has spent about 1 year or 2 years in service. That wide gap is just too much. And consider this, a new worker might just be the first job he's having in his life. He's just coming out from school and he needs to start saving on time because he's still young. It is when someone is young, he needs to start saving for his retirement. He needs to buy his own home. He needs to get married and raise his own family. He needs to pay his house rent. He needs to dress up. He needs to pay for transportation to come to work. So all this he needs to do while earning a paltry sum of 62,000 naira per month. And remember, this is just a civil servant. What about a police officer? Some of them have stayed in the same rank for many years because of lack of education. They can't rise above that particular rank. You will see someone that is a constable or an inspector. He has spent several years, up to 10 years as an inspector. So this is the problem. If he's still an inspector, that means he'll be earning the same salary going forward. That's why they transfer their frustration to ordinary Nigerians, and they are not bothered that they are paid peanuts because they have a gun. They can always intimidate people and extort money from them. The government is aware of this. They are happy paying them peanuts because they know they make up more than 10 times their salaries every month. Yes, all the videos, all the reports on social media about police intimidation from the army, they are doing it because they know that the government can't do anything. After all, they are not paying them enough. They can't stop them from extorting money or making money elsewhere. There was a time soldiers used to escort vehicles around the country, haulage trucks that move goods around the country. You see soldiers in the front seats escorting the vehicles, even passenger buses. Many soldiers used to escort them until the Army HQ banned them from escorting vehicles. Today, they have moved on to doing the job of the police. They handle civil cases. People call the army on fellow citizens who torture them and extort money from them. Soldiers set up roadblocks along major highways, especially in southern Nigeria. They use these toll gates to earn a lot of money, and these money are not their own alone. They always return to the high command because the high command won't say that they don't see all the soldiers are doing on major highways. So this is the problem. The government must take responsibility. If these people are paid living wages, it doesn't necessarily mean that the corruption will stop despite the fact that they are earning enough, but at least the government should do their part and take the fight against corruption seriously. If there is no consequence for any crime, people will continue committing crime. In fact, they will be motivated that nothing will happen. We will go and return. Any operation we embark on will go and succeed and come back and plan for another one tomorrow. But when they know that they will not return, that no one has ever returned since more than 1 year, they will think twice before committing any crime. Thanks for watching.